Hello everyone, and so this is the first part of LangChain. Okay, so I have just created an empty folder. Okay, and we are going to write code that will use LangChain framework for generative AI. Okay, and for that we are going to use Python. So I already have Python version 3 installed, okay, on my machine. So we are going to follow this official documentation LangChain. So this is the documentation. We can do it in Python also and in JavaScript also. So we are going to see both the things. Okay. So let's get started. So first of all, let's create a virtual environment in Python. So what is the command? So how do I know what is the command? So let's follow the official documentation. So in a browser, just search Python virtual environment. Okay, so if you open this Python's official documentation on creation of virtual environments, okay, so you will understand everything. Okay, so this is the command to create a virtual environment. This is the Python, but I have Python 3. Okay, and this is the command python -m venv, and you have to give a path of folder. You can mention any folder, any path where you want to create a virtual environment. Okay, so in our case this is the folder pwd. So this is the folder LangChain. So in this folder we are going to keep all the Python related code. So let's create a virtual environment here. So this is the command. Okay, so python 3 -m venv dot venv. Okay, so this is the folder name that I want to give. So a folder by .venv will be created here. Okay, so you can give any name to the folder, there is no problem, but you have to mention -m and venv. This is compulsory. Okay, enter. Okay, so the same folder is created. Now the virtual environment is created by following this command, but after that we have to activate the virtual environment. Okay, so this is the part where you can understand how to activate a virtual environment. So these commands like you can follow based on your operating system. So currently I'm using Mac OS, so and I have Z shell. Okay, so this is a Z shell. So you can check what is this here, and you can follow the particular command. Okay, so if you are using Windows or Windows and PowerShell, so what you have to do, you have to follow this command. Okay, so you just have to copy this, okay, in PowerShell, and instead of this angle bracket venv, what you can do is here you have to type .venv. Okay, .venv in case of PowerShell. Okay, same in case of CMD. Okay, but here I have Z shell, so I'll be using this command. Okay, let me copy it and let's remove source .venv bin activate, enter. So now my virtual environment is activated. Okay, so confirm if it is activated in your machine also. Just look here. Okay, the folder name will appear here, and then if you check where Python, so it will show you that it's using Python from the virtual environment. Okay, so you can clear, and now we can write any Python code and we can run it. Okay, so let's write it app dot py, and let's print something. Okay, so I'm not really good with Python, so I'm going to take a help of Copilot. Why it's not showing suggestions? Okay, okay, now it's working, so let's run it. Python app.py. Okay, okay, it's working fine. So why I'm getting a warning here? Okay, so command line is the following extension want to relaunch the terminal to contribute to its environment. Okay, so if you see any warning or something, okay, read that warning properly, okay, and then relaunch the terminal. So you can delete, this is the button, you can close the terminal and open again, or if you follow the proper instructions, it's saying that relaunch terminal. Okay, let's relaunch it. The terminal is relaunched and the error is gone. Okay, so you can run the code once again. Okay, and okay, so let's get started with LangChain. So let's go to official documentation. So go to docs and just go to LangChain, and you can read about it. Okay, but let's do it practically. So here we have to select the chat model. Okay, so we have multiple options, which are the model providers: OpenAI, Anthropic, Azure, everyone. Okay, so you can use uh, any one of it. Okay, so I am going to use OpenAI for this one. Okay, and I have brought the API key for OpenAI. So if you want, you can also buy OpenAI key. Okay, so let's go to OpenAI API platform. Okay, and after that just click on the settings, and here you will see API keys. So here you can create your API key and you start using it. Okay, so you have to buy the subscription, like you have to recharge, you have to add a balance. Okay, so I have added. Okay, yeah, you can, I guess you can add $5 also. So if you want to try, you can. Also there is a free LLM providers are there, like Grok. We can use Grok also. Okay, so in another video I can show how to use Grok. Okay, so create a new secret key. So here I am naming a secret key delete, because I am going to delete this right after this video. Okay, so you can select a default project and create a key. Okay, so all you have to do is copy this API key and just create a .env file .env, and here just write OpenAI underscore API underscore key is equal to, paste your API key. Okay, and then you have to use this API key which we added in .env file in your Python. Okay, so for that you need to install an external package. That package is .env. So from .env import load.env. So this is the package that we will have to use. Okay, and then here you can call load.env. Okay, so it will load the API keys, and if you want to see, so you can print it, print OS dot get env, and here open AI API key. Okay, so let's run our code and let's see the output. Okay, so we can see, but I'm using .env. So this is the package that our project is using, so I have to mention it somewhere in another file. So I'll create another file, requirements.txt, and in this file I will mention .env. So if someone else want to use this project, so they can like they have to install the packages that are mentioned in a requirements.txt file. So how to install packages which are mentioned in requirement.txt is, you have to follow the command pip install -r and file name, that is requirements.txt. Okay, so if we install, it will install all the required packages in .env file. Okay, so if you open your .env file and open libs, you can see the packages that you are looking to install. Okay, so now let's go to the documentation, LangChain. Okay, so here we have the API key. Okay, so let me just confirm it's the same API key. I think it's a different API key. It is a previous old one. Okay, so let me remove it. Export open AI API underscore key is equal to, and then if I run it, okay, so it's not working yet. Okay, so maybe we have to relaunch terminal. Let's see now. Yeah, so after you set the environment variable, so make sure that you restart your terminal. Okay, otherwise it will not show you the updated environment variables. Okay, so next part is we have to import this part. Okay, so we can import, so let me write this part here. So API key is there. Let's not print entire API key. So print only part of API key. Okay, so this is not going to print the entire API key. So let's run it once again. So it is just to confirm that we have API key. Okay, and the next part is you have to import from LangChain, but before that you will have to install this package. Okay, but we are not going to run this command. What we can do is copy this much part and keep in a requirement.txt. Okay, and install pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so let's check .env lib. Okay, I think my environment variable is not set properly, so let me set it once again. Source .env bin activate, and if I install requirement.txt, okay, so then it will install everything. Okay, so if I check the lib, so we have .env and langchain. Okay, okay, so from langchain core, langchain dot chat models, langchain dot chat models import okay, and then model equal to init chat model. So we can mention the chat model here and the model provider. Okay, and there is a method, this model dot invoke, so we can pass the message the way we pass to ChatGPT. Okay, so it's going to return a result equal to we can print the result content by using result dot content. So let's run this code. Okay, so we are getting a response back. Okay, so if you want to see a simple chatbot, what you can do is put this code in a while block. Okay, while true, and so what we can do, we can take an input from user also. Okay, so like user input equal to input. Okay, also if the input is exit or quit, it will stop the loop. Okay, so you can exit the conversation and you can pass the user input here. Okay, and after you pass the input, it will show you the result. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so hello, I am Preetham, and see, I'm giving input, I'm getting output, then I'm giving input again, I'm getting output. So if I write what is my name, so what do you think, will it answer? No, so it do not remember the previous conversation. Okay, so because we are not passing the previous conversation here whenever we are invoking something, like whenever we are using the model. Okay, so we have to do something that it will remember the conversation. Okay, so let's understand that part. So in a LangChain we can do that. So here there is an option build a chatbot, we can try that part. So there is you can understand like how simple you can create a simple LLM application, but let's jump to creating a chatbot directly. Okay, and here here what you have to do is you have to create an account in a Langsmith. Okay, so you can click here in Langsmith. So I already have an account on Langsmith. And you can get the environment variables like Langsmith API key from settings. Okay, so from settings you can create an environment variable. Okay, so I will delete the previous API key and I will create a new API key. I am naming it delete because I am going to delete it. Okay, and just click on the create API key. So just copy it, and in environment variable just write Langsmith API key, and here pass the API key. Okay, and second thing is this is the Langsmith API key that you have to mention in environment variable, and you have to set another variable, that is Langsmith tracing to true. Langsmith tracing is equal to true. Okay, and after that what we can do, okay, so let's jump to this part. So we have already selected OpenAI, and we already have the environment variable set for OpenAI key, and then we created a object of model, and then this is something different. Okay, so let's try this part. So go to app.py, and I'm removing this while loop, and here what you have to do is import this part. Okay, and then a model.invoke. So we are importing a human message class from LangChain core. So let's save a result equal to, and let's print the result. Okay, okay, let's run code. Okay, so if we just print the result, let's see the output. Okay, so we are getting an entire content here. Maybe we have to restart the terminal once again. Delete, start, source.env bin activate. Okay, so as I mentioned, like I asked my name, but it do not have access to personal information. Okay, so when you are invoking a message, we are passing one message at a time. So here in array we can pass the multiple messages at the same time. For example, here we are asking, hi, my name is Bob. Okay, and let's say ki AI returns, AI says ki, hi Bob, how can I assist you today? So let's set this manually like this. Okay, we have to import AI message. Okay, and after that, if human message is like what is my name, then AI will say your name is Bob because it has the previous conversation with model. Okay, we are passing previous conversation also with a recent message. So let's see, clear. Okay, so okay, let me just print result dot content. Your name is Bob. Okay, then we cannot hard code all the messages, right? So this part, the message persistence, you can read about it, but using this what we can do, we can like make uh, it remember the previous conversation. Okay, so for this we'll have to import this part. Okay, so let me copy this. So here you just remove this part and paste it, and let's move all the imports here. We don't need this import, so let me remove this. Okay, so we are getting a error for this one that could not be resolved, so we might have to import install these packages. Okay, then so what are the packages that we have to install is let me scroll to the top. Okay, so I think we need to install these two packages, so let me copy and put it in environment like requirements.txt, and let's copy langgraph, put it in requirement.txt, and after that what I have to do, I have to install this requirement.txt file, pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so I have deactivated all the virtual environments, and let me set it to our virtual environment. Okay, and let's install. So do we have a langgraph installed? Okay, we have. Then why we are getting could not be resolved? Okay, let's run it. Clear and python app.py. Okay, so it's running successfully. Okay, so after that once you paste this code, after that what you have to do is set the config. Okay, so let's set the config. after that you have to start talking to AI. Okay, so so after that just use this part, okay. So we have to import a human message, and before that we have to take a query from user. Okay, so I'll write input, enter your message. Okay, and we have to import human message class. Okay, but it was really time consuming using Copilot. Okay, so now let's run it once again. Hello. Okay, so we have to write this in a loop. Okay, while true. Hello, I am Pritam. What is my name? Okay, so now it's able to remember the previous conversation also. Okay, so you can try this and do let me know. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.